I'm Đorđe Kosić. I'm a playwright from Belgrade, currently stationed in Zagreb. I'm finishing my MA studies here. And I started writing through acting, actually, which is kind of maybe, I don't know if it's typical or not, but I was going to this youth theater troupe for like 8 years or so, so it was a really big deal for me. And I was thinking for a long time, this is it. I'm going to be an actor. But at some point, it was actually a comfort zone thing, because I loved being on stage, but everything about around it was just, stage anxiety, not on the stage, but everywhere else, preparing, just thinking, yeah, how are they going to perceive me and so on. And so I was thinking, this maybe isn't for me. But something, I just love the theater. There's something about it. And then it was theater directing or writing, and I chose the one with the least human interactions connected to it. And I don't know. It's I did write along with acting, but in a sort of a casual way. Poetry. You fall in love and then you write a song and you're so sad, and there's nothing really serious. But then it gained traction, and here I am now. I do think that it's important to find a good story. I'm not. I understand, the contemporary view that all text can become theater, but I don't think that all text can really be a play, if that makes sense. And so I try to find a story that's compelling, not only for me, but also to step back every once in a while, think, okay, is this really a story that I think is worth telling to, anyone else? And I'm thinking right now about kind of loosening up with the structure and trying to get to the core of what is the storytelling, what's the situation, trying to find the minimal approach to it. And maybe see where that will take me. What I just said, not every story is worth telling, but I don't think that you should limit to stories that are. I think that today there's a very strong accent on personal. It has to be personal. It has to be more than personal. It has to be intimate. And I'm the sort of a guy who, I dread when I see at the beginning of a film based on a true story. I can see why that's compelling, but every story is in some way based on a true story. So I think that it's important that you find, something that resonates with you, like a theme. For example, I know social injustice in some way, but, don't write about a writer who feels social injustice. Go a step further. I grew up in a very sort of kind of closed environment. Not really, but I have two siblings, and we lived with our parents in a house in a street that kind of didn't have many kids. It was kind of out of the town, and now it's not really. Houses are built around it and solitaires, and it's a different story today. But then it was me, my brother, sister, parents, and maybe two kids along the whole street. So we were sort of always inventing things to do in that group. And I think it's a very I think of it in a very nice way of those days and that. But I find that today I also keep my friends it's very selective. I'm very selective. I don't really have the capacity to have a wide social circle, and it fits me. I don't complain, and it's also kind of made me focus really when I'm interacting with a person. I like more something like this, one-on-one conversation, something that I can go really into a depth. And I think it reflects, if anything else, on my plays, because it's a running joke now, but there's never more than 3.5 characters there, because I'm just thinking, it's unnecessary, and But I think that that kind of seclusion and maybe even sort of protected. It was kind of a bubble, a very nice bubble, and coming out of that bubble made the surrounding world sound and look a bit scary to me now in hindsight, and I think that's maybe why I developed that sort of sensitivity for percepting things. I have a dog, which is he's sleeping, which is a miracle. I was thinking at least one interruption, but he's sleeping like a baby. Well, let me show you. Wait, he looks like an angel, but only while he's asleep.